Hello there, my very good friends. On today's wrestling news, Vince McMahon is going to hell.
Kamille on her time in AEW so far.
WWE's Zero Tease from Raw has been revealed.
And JBL shoots on Vince Russo. Not that it's hard. I'm Adam Wilborn.
Yeah, easy, low-hanging fruit there, JBL.
This is the news.
I mean, he's JBL. He's an interesting guy. But let's talk about Vince McMahon going to hell. This went kind of wild yesterday. Now, to be fair, Kurt Angle has come out and said, you took this out of context, so we'll do the whole thing.
Okay.
We'll cover the whole thing. But it's basically... I don't know why yesterday was chosen as the day that this would go mental, because it's from an Inside the Ropes conversation with Kurt Angle from 2022. So, who knows?
Get it in before the year runs out? I don't know.
Yeah, but Kurt let fly on this one and basically said that Vince is going to hell. I'll read this quote where this came from. It's got lots of X'd out words that we won't say.
Okay.
He's so complicated. He just does some crazy and to be a CEO of a company and to do some of that he does, it's just like, just what the F, man? Like, you're the boss, man. You can't be doing all this crazy stuff. And I don't want to say all the crazy stuff he does because, you know, some of that stuff is more private. But Vince is a very special individual and he's going to go to hell when he dies, laughs. WrestleOps kind of aggregated this because, I mean, that's the juicy quote. That's what you would put on Twitter. And Kurt Angle replied to it and said, to everybody reading this, it was meant for it to be a joke. I don't know why WrestleOps or whoever came up with this quote made it look serious. It was a joke. I actually complimented Vince on his business mind and incredible work ethic, but I guess they decided to leave that out. Of course they did. I think Kurt's just figuring out how Twitter works.
Yeah.
How Twitter aggregation works.
Say any words, they can and will be used against you.
Yeah, but there you go. Vince McMahon is going to hell. I mean, if you believe in an afterlife, yes, probably quite feasible, to be honest.
Yeah. And I don't think that Kurt Angle's words here are the things that's sending him there. Although I will say, in that quote, the word special is doing a great deal of heavy lifting.
Yeah, he's, I
think the reason, this has popped up again is, you know, we are in an era now where, you know, everyone has their things to say about Vince. You know, you had the Netflix documentary, you've had the whole Janelle Grant thing over the past few years, basically. And I'm not saying when this quote came out in 2022, everyone thought Vince McMahon was such a great guy. Yeah. But I think the following years have only twisted the words of Kurt even in a worse manner than he sort of jokingly intended.
Yeah, this is the thing, and the slight issue. I mean, it's not a slight issue, it's just an issue, is that because this was 2 years ago, I think a lot of people will see this and go, he just said that now, you know?
Yeah,
and
he's laughing about it.
That's not what he was doing. And yeah, we've had some wrestlers come out and, you know, defend Vince in the wake of all these allegations.
A lot of people have got very complicated relationships with that man, don't they?
For sure. Like, he was like a father to me and all this stuff, and it's like, wow, it's tough to unpack stuff like that, obviously. But yeah, there you go, Vince is going to hell. He sent a bunch of people straight to hell in gimmick, didn't he? Yeah. So I guess the shoe fits. Or the cloven hoof fits.
Oh, yeah, nice.
In this case. But yeah, better music in hell, I think.
Yeah, anyway. Far better.
Definitely. What's in heaven? Charlotte Church music. Like, well, while they're
no, she was a crazy chick. I think you'll find
she was. Maybe that's in hell. I don't know.
So,
or actually, when you go to hell,
Lighthouse Family probably in heaven.
Yeah, they're very safe.
Which Lifted is an absolute banger. So.
Actually, on the other foot, if you go to hell, do you end up having to listen to complete garbage that you hate?
Yeah, you'd see the bands that you want to listen to.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, you're getting forced to listen to Crazy Frog.
Yeah, I don't know.
Which would be good initially, and then the worst.
Yeah, I need a new touchstone. My two touchstones are Nickelback and Imagine Dragons, and I feel like
Charlotte Church.
Sorry, Chaz, that was mean. I'm sure Crazy Chick is still racking up the...
Bound for the Reload,
how many places that go on Spotify these days? Let's find out.
You're doing that?
Important research here on the WhatCulture wrestling news.
I'm just going to get another spin, I'll be honest at this time.
100,000 views a month. So Crazy Chick is her second highest song. Highest is The Prayer, which I've never heard of. No. There's a song on here called Carrick Fergus, All Love Can Be, and Dream a Dream. I don't know, that's probably how that goes.
I don't think she's quite made onto my Spotify rap this year. I haven't checked.
Yeah, no, I think
I can tell you it's probably going to be the Wheels on the Bus or some bollocks. Eric's ruining my playlist this year.
Those made-up genres that it comes up with, where it's like pagan neo-forest death funk.
My Spotify Wrapped is basically just, Adam, you're listening to the same songs you've listened to for the past 10 years. Why don't you try listening to some new artists?
Mine's good, man. It just makes up genres. I can't even remember. Like, this spacey stoner grind.
Post-apocalypse. I don't know.
You're going to hell music. I don't know.
Oh, perfect for Vince.
But anyway,
We got it back to the first story.
Yeah, shouts to Kurt Angle.
Yes. Right, let's talk about Kamille on her AEW role. She was chatting to Covenant TV at WrestleCade 2024. And on her AEW run so far, she had this to say. If someone says to me, oh, she has no personality, I mean, to be honest, I'd agree with them up to this point because I haven't really gotten the chance to show it. That's kind of fair. She's kind of just been bashed by Mercedes. You're stupid, you're dumb.
Quote of the year.
But also there was talk, I think yesterday on X, a report on, via Wrestling Observer Radio by Brian Alvarez saying about Kamille, I don't know if we're going to see her again in AEW. I wouldn't be surprised. It's like she was mentioned once after it happened and never again, which is a shame because I think we all watched this and thought, well, we know how this goes. She's the heavy for the champion. Eventually they split and they shouldn't necessarily beat her, but they at least get a fight out of it. Yeah. And no, she was about to get fired, but then she quit from Mercedes' employ. She got her ass handed to her. She got injured, hopefully, by Chris Statlander in the build to that match. And now, best luck to her, whatever she does next.
Yeah, for sure.
Hopefully still in AEW, I'd say that.
I don't believe that she's done with AEW.
No.
Look, I think a lot of people will look at her quote and go, how dare you? But it's kind of true, right? I mean, the role hasn't called for much personality. It's been like strong silent bodyguard kind of figure. It's kind of similar to what she was doing with Nick Aldis on NWA Power like 6 years ago.
Yeah.
But obviously a bit different because the split with Mercedes came quite quickly. Certainly, I think felt like it was sped up.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think the original plan was for them to split after like 3 months. But, Mercedes' weekly written material hasn't been strong, and lines like are you stupid or are you dumb say a lot.
She also tried to kill Chris Statlander with a car.
Yeah, and then went, what? You didn't even kill her, was the line, or something like that. So with regards to Kamille, I think I saw a really strange debate online over the past couple of weeks where people were suggesting that because Kamille has conservative politics that she'd been removed from TV. It's like, I think probably more than half of the wrestlers in the world have that viewpoint. I don't think that Tony Khan probably ain't voting the way you think either. Like, he's rich. Like,
the
come
wife
on.
of your first world champion was at the Insurrection. So.
Yeah, come on. Chris Jericho's right there. I don't think that politics play a role in it.
No. Well, outside of if they went completely insane.
Like, Jackson Riker would be a good example.
Well, Tony communist.
Yeah. So I don't think that Camille's political views contributed to this. I think that that's a bit fanciful.
I think they're just thinking of something new for her.
Yeah,
I think they're like, if we bring her back now, she'll just be like, oh, didn't she used to be Mercedes' heavy and now that didn't work out.
Like, this hasn't worked, let's go away and find something.
I've got my sources as well, of course, within AEW, my little birds. They've been speaking to me. Apparently, the difficulty with bringing her back to telly is they're actually splashing out on a new theme for Kamille by Culture Club. It's going to go, come on, Kamille.
So, come and go.
She does come and go. Are you stupid or are you dumb? So watch out for that one.
That works doubly well because that doesn't even rhyme. So right, let's get away from all this.
Please.
Let's talk about Zero. I mean, if you hadn't figured this one out, bless you. But yeah, the Zero Tease on Raw this week. It's Penta, probably.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, there you go. This is kind of going around. PW Insider reported yesterday. The belief among those we've spoken to is that the video is for former AEW and Lucha Underground star Penta. So there you go. Zero Miedo. Zero Fear is what it translates into. Zero. His act has been based around that since he arrived in America.
It's going to be huge in the Fed, this, isn't it?
Yeah, it's going to get over. The crowds are going to love it. So looks like they are going to debut him before Phoenix, which is good because you can just do a Penta solo run and then, hey, my brother's here too.
Yeah, you get the best of both worlds.
In like a year.
Penta solo run, then maybe you get screwed out of a big match. or gets attacked. It's like, who's going to save him? How about Rey Fenix? Yeah. I saw something. I think his contract with AEW expired in late November. Is that right?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Actually, it's right here.
I think it was Fightful maybe who reported that.
5th of December.
Oh, there you go. Which is late November. It's just really late. So
they overlap.
December.
This is known.
But yeah, no surprises here. I'm really excited. Obviously, we discovered Penta in WCPW and brought him to the masses. So happy to see one of our projects really coming to fruition. Look, he's awesome. He's a terrifying man to be around. He's also lovely. But in the ring, and now they've got Brainbusters back. Let's go.
Let's do it. Why not do another?
Welcome to the company, better have at it.
Head drops, package pile drivers, apron bumps. Let's go. Why not?
Yes, please.
Safety first.
Right, some breaking news now, Andy. Vince Russo's a bellend. No, not really breaking news this, but JBL's had his say very much when they got the ugly girl to stand next to Meg in Family Guy. Hey, JBL, you become less unbearable. Because on his latest Something's Wrestle With podcast with JBL and Conrad Thompson, of course, he's fired back about the whole Vince Russo claim. You may remember this. I think they did it on the Vice documentary as well about the Brawl for All with Vince Russo saying, bro, it wasn't my idea, bro. Well, it was, but it was because JBL basically kept telling everyone in the locker room, I can kick all your asses. And Russo designed the idea to prove him wrong. To that, JBL said, that's 100% BS. He didn't say BS, but we'd get in trouble if I said what he did say.
Bull poop.
Yes, he said that for years. Nobody at that time thought it was true. Talked to Bruce, talked to Bob Holly, talked to Butterbean. We had 2 UFC champions in our dressing room. Yep. And if I'm saying I can whoop the whole world, I don't doubt I said it. We all said kind of crazy stuff back then, but obviously he's saying he didn't mean it. And then he continues with regards to the burial of Vince Russo. He spent the next 25 years of his life in, there's nothing else you can say, but abysmal failure. That nothing he's touched is still around. Everything he's touched has gone either bankrupt or gone under. He's not welcome back at any place he's been. My thought is that he came up with the idea of the Brawl for All, like he came up with the idea for Viagra on a pole match, Judy Bagwell on a pole match, David Arquette to be champion. He came up with some of the worst ideas in the history of wrestling.
There you go.
And I mean, folks, where's the lie?
Can't really argue with JBL on this. You can argue with him on some other things.
Yes.
But it's Vince Russo, brother. Here's the thing. Here's the thing with all these like old head kind of former executive types, not naming any other names. Eazy-E. Like that guy.
Who you could be referring to?
He's selling mortgages now. I can't remember his name. They all failed. They all failed at the end of the day, and are
grifting with podcasts.
Exactly. At least half of them are like partly culpable for the demise of WCW. So it's like, and then people go to these people like they're business oracles. It's a shambles. It's a shambles of a situation. So while I think that if me and JBL sat down and had a whiskey and chatted for 2 hours, we'd disagree maybe 70% of the time. He's dead right.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely spot on here. And I don't like the idea of like the Brawl for All was just a horrific idea.
Terrible.
Do you know what? To me, it doesn't matter if he was like, I'm going to show JBL. Like, I don't like what JBL, or the stories I've heard about JBL in the locker room, or what have you. But I agree with him here. And coming up with the idea that tanked something for the company, destroyed Dr. Death Steve Williams,
ended Bart Gunn's career.
Caused problems within the locker room because it was shoot fights and there was like people getting angry at each other. Injured quite a few wrestlers, as I said, Steve Williams, of course. Like, I don't know, book JBL to lose in 10 seconds if you want to show him up. Or just say, I think you're talking bollocks, we've got 2 UFC champions. Or book him against the UFC champion.
Or just go, shut up, I'm the booker, you're not.
Just go, like, we all know people who's like, mate, you don't go, right, I'll tell you what I'm going to do, burn down my own house. That'll show him.
Take that guy.
Idiot.
And it's not like this had a lasting detrimental impact on JBL's career.
Oh.
He's
Oh, that showed him.
Oh, wait, he's a world champion 5 years later. Oh no, I've ruined his life. Vince Russo's an idiot, man. You know he used to write for WhatCulture.
He did. Yeah, we were struggling at the time.
Wasn't here. So. We should do a video where we go through some of those articles.
Oh, well, do you know what? A while back, one of our old bosses, right, asked me to do a voiceover based on a Vince Russo article, and I genuinely could not do it because I couldn't decide what was being written. And he'll no doubt see this and try and get some stuff off it from being like, oh, I'm feuding with what you're not.
Marks.
We're not paying you any attention. You're a knobhead. Go away.
Remember he cut that promo on you?
Yeah, I think so. I think it might have been a cameo, but he definitely.
Adam Wilborn.
I don't know you from Adam. Yeah, good. Whatever.
That's his name. You silly bugger. Jesus Christ.
Anyway.
Hey.
Hot news. Vince Russo sucks.
What a video. Vince McMahon sucks and Vince Russo sucks. What a video.
Yeah. More news later on today. Join us for that.
Yeah, we got some actual news later on today. So check that out.
In the interim.
Here's what am I going to put here? Best wrestlers of the year.
Oh.
There you go. Wrestlers of the year.
Check it out.
Match of the year. Yep. Bye.